Hi Aquarius, this is Lee at Fresh Astrology. How are you? So we're looking at August. I had been doing quarterly readings this year to try to make time for this. I cut back from monthly and did quarterly, and then kind of that system fell down in the third quarter. So here I am doing August because I missed out in July. It was just a tough time to get to that. So we're going to just look at the month, and so I'm just going to show you guys my notes so you can kind of see my talking points here. Usually I don't hold these up. I started holding these up in my coaching videos, and figure you guys can see my notes. That's no problem. It might help even. It might help you remember. You can always freeze frame it to look again at what I was writing. So it's interesting. I think the main news this month, the biggest news is, we've already been through the eclipse season. Of course, it's still, we're feeling the ripple effect from that, and because eclipse season was hitting another big looming event, a different astrological event that's coming up, and we've kind of been within it, experiencing it already. The eclipses were working in that same area of the chart for everyone, but that's the eclipses themselves will have passed, and in mid-August we have Jupiter going direct, and Jupiter is in Sagittarius this year. And that is its happy place. It's very comfortable. Jupiter and Sagittarius, those two, the planet and the zodiac sign, they kind of vibe together and share some traits and kind of the feeling, general feeling and energy of it. And what's interesting is for you, Aquarius, Sagittarius just happens to hit the 11th house. And that house in a chart and Aquarius vibe together. So there's a lot of, I would guess, the best word, maybe synchronicity. It's, synchronous. And so, it would be interesting to hear what your stories are with this placement of Jupiter. It would seem to me, though, that there would be definitely some new people in your life pulling you forward, helping you, even if you're not asking for help, even if you're not, looking for anybody to assist you, to help move you forward in your career perhaps, or just socially, or just help kind of opening doors for you. But there's this thing that can happen in the 11th house anyway, but especially with Jupiter here, where people just open doors for you. You don't even ask, you're not necessarily looking for it, but that's what indeed can happen, and it transforms the landscape of your future. You start seeing your future differently because of these new doors opening. So if the door hadn't been open, you wouldn't even have been able to conceptualize or see this new possibility in your future, but because Jupiter's here, going through this particular area, it definitely has the feeling of expanding your world. So your world is expanding. And if you felt like, well, I thought that would be the case, but then it just hasn't really happened, it seemed to stall out, there was some promise of, something, some of that sounds familiarly, but it kind of stalled out, it's because Jupiter was going retrograde from April until August. But as of August, this energy is full on again. And so I would think that I would be willing to bet money that you've got people around you that just get introduced to you. You may not even know them that well, but people, you just kind of end up in the company of people, maybe surprisingly, where they're like, hey, I don't know you very well, but I'm going to offer you this new job, or I'm going to introduce you to a, really close friend who may have an opening for you, even though I don't know you that well. Bizarre stuff like that happens when Jupiter is here. So be on the lookout for that. It may be good to know that that's happening so that you don't turn away good opportunity. Sometimes when people surprise us a little too much, we really weren't expecting or even looking for somebody to do that. Sometimes we can say, oh, thank you. No, I'm fine. Like we may even kind of not fully accept or receive that offering because it just catches us off guard, and we're not, because we're, caught off guard, we're not seeing the full potential there. We're not seeing this magical door open because we're just surprised. And we're not sure what we're seeing. We just are surprised. So be on the lookout for that. And it's not just in August, but certainly that energy shifts. So if you felt like things had stalled out and maybe this energy was there earlier in the year, but then it kind of got quiet in this area of your life, then look for it to kind of pick back up in August, as of August. And it's a great time to go out and to build your social life a little bit. So these don't have to be your closest friends, but it's a great time to just get out and meet new people. And again, you'll kind of meet the right people. There's this idea with Jupiter here that you'll just wind up in the right place at the right time, especially if you're putting yourself out there to join groups of people for things, maybe where you have an interest. Maybe even traveling with a group of people, finding some kind of travel package where you're traveling in a group. That's also something that's well starred for you right now. I guess my main question, like if I was working with you personally, I would be asking what are you thinking about with your future right now? What, like in terms of your future plans, what's opening up for you right now? Or what are you, what activity is going on there? Tell me about that. That's what I would be asking. And I would be trying to see, where this Jupiter energy is showing up for you so we could discuss, how do you feel about that? Are you on board with this? Do you trust it? Do you trust this good luck? Do you trust these people who might be opening doors? Are you willing to take the risk? Are you willing to, go outside your comfort zone? That's probably where I would be kind of trying to get the conversation going if we were working together, and definitely if I was coaching you. So I ask you now, where do you see this? Can you see some of this happening in your world? And are you putting yourself out there? Are you trying to push yourself outside your box a little bit? And to, maybe join some clubs or associations, or maybe travel in a group, or maybe there's an online group that you have joined or want to join. I would encourage you just to get yourself out there. This is definitely not the time to huddle in your house and just watch Netflix or whatever else you could binge watch. It's not the time to do that. It's the time to get out and push yourself out there. Even if some of it's online and just getting to know groups of people online, but I would encourage you to get out in person. So I hope that you are doing some of that. I know Aquarius can have a sense of ease of just getting out. Even if you're a shy Aquarius, most Aquarius people are able to get over themselves and get out there and just go do things. So, I trust that you also, as an individual, have that capacity. But certainly there's something synchronous going on in this area. So it's like you may always have that capacity. You may always feel like you put yourself out there. But at this particular time in your life, especially in mid-August, like August 11 onward, you really might be in the right place at the right time to meet the right person. And if you're looking for love right now, there is a lot going on. And it's true this time every year, so I don't want to get your hopes up too much if you're looking to shift your love life in a new direction. But there is while this is going on in August, there is a lot of activity in your seventh house. And so, and because your seventh house is ruled by Leo, Leo and Sagittarius, two fellow fire signs, are working very well together. So it's possible, certainly possible, to maybe by going out, being out and about, meeting the right people, right place, right time, maybe to meet somebody. Or if you're married and just wanting to work on your relationship, getting out with other, beyond just the two of you may work for the two of you right now, just to be around other people. It can cut sometimes tension if the two of you are having trouble just being together, just if it's tense between the two of you when you're alone. Maybe getting out and joining groups of people to do things would be beneficial to you right now. So it can be useful whether you're partnered up or not. But the energy is between your 7th house and 11th house working very nicely. So make use of it. And meanwhile, what's going on in your mind, Aquarius? You've got some pretty intense stuff back there in your head and in private. The sense of, I don't know if some of you feel very alone or feel, I'm guessing that some of you feel very alone, whether you're in a crowd or not. But whether or not you feel alone, there's this huge transformation going on behind the scenes, inside, away from the view of others, where you're just rebuilding from the inside out, hopefully. Some people with this kind of energy can feel so pulled down by it that it may be hard to trust that this energy will ever dissipate or that it's useful. But what's trying to happen here with Saturn and Pluto back in your 12th house, behind the scenes and kind of in your psyche and in your emotional world, it's trying to help you build a stronger foundation to stand on emotionally and mentally. That's what's trying to happen. The way you can assist that and make sure that it's more likely to happen is to, just do some self-help kinds of stuff, whatever works for you. It could be learning to meditate. Certainly 12th house is more linked to meditation. So meditation, finding a counselor, taking little retreats that work for you. They may have maybe themed retreats where you are working on a certain part of yourself. Maybe journaling, for example. You go on a journaling retreat, or you go on a meditation retreat. But doing little groups, and here we've got the groups of people coming in again, and the traveling with groups of people, but little retreat kinds of events might be good for you right now to work on yourself. So you could pair that, all the stuff we were talking about with the 11th house, with this theme of self-improvement. So you could try that, or you may be doing, often people are already doing their astrology without being told what to do. They've already gravitated toward doing this very thing. So you may be doing that, and so this is just letting you know you're on the right track. Many of you have been thinking about moving or have made a big move. That is Uranus in your 4th, having gone over the base part of your chart into the 4th house. So that could be an ongoing theme where you're thinking about where you want to be. You may have made decisions where you're not committing to any one place right now. You're just doing a wait and see approach, some of you. And then some of you are going back and forth between two places, or have more of a tendency to travel between, two homes. It doesn't have to be a home you own, but you could be traveling back and forth between two homes, two places, two geographic locations maybe. So that is it for August. There's a lot going on, and this happens every year, so I want to make that clear. In your partnership zone, it's just a time of year when you have more energy for others and for partnerships, but it's working very nicely with this 11th house Jupiter. So I encourage you, there's something lucky for you there to reach out and to connect with others, being in the right place at the right time. It's especially well starred right now. And some that self-care, self-help kinds of stuff. Whatever, you can pick your own brand of it. Pick something that feels comfortable to you, but little retreats or joining little groups that are working on the same things you're working on is also very well starred. All right, Aquarius, that's it, and happy August. Take care.